Hey guys!
We're here on Monday to do one of our famous double headers. We're starting off with a Patrono request on this Patrono right here. Asked us to check out IsengriM, a band from Finland. They just released their third album in November, I believe. The name of the song is Vanha Saarni. I think I did all right.
Yeah.
I think I did all right. They're a black metal band from Finland.
Oh, I actually would never have guessed that.
Oh, what did you thought this was going to be?
Nothing. I was going into this very blindfolded, but...
Well, but at least now I give you a little bit of info.
Yeah.
I give you a little bit of info. All right, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Wow, that was really good. So before you get started, because I want to get your take on this, I want to say something that the reason why they only have 3 albums is they would have had more, but they went into the forest for a promo shoot and they were lost for 6 months, so that kind of delayed the process, and that's why they only have 3 albums.
I'm not falling for it this time, dude.
All right. It's a believable story.
It's really believable, and it almost had me asking, really. But I looked at your face. Listen, your face gave it away right at the end.
Damn it! I almost had you.
Dude,
all right.
I would have believed it.
Yeah.
They went there for a shoot.
For the first album, and then by the time they were found, it was time already for the 3rd album. The 2nd album was recorded in the woods.
In the woods, yeah.
The 2nd album was recorded in the woods. All right. So, what did you think about this black metal band from Finland?
I mean, this is my type of black metal, man. This is my type. I mean, I like black metal, and it's not one of my favorite genres, but I like black metal. But I don't know how to explain it. Certain types I'm not the biggest fan of. But stuff like this...
A little bit more melodic?
A little bit more melodic. I need some melody in my black metal. Even like blackened rock is really, really good. But like, I need something...
Or like blackened speed metal, something.
Yeah, I need something there that's really gonna, gives it that oomph that I need.
Okay.
Normal, like, plain old black metal, sometimes I like it, but then there's some songs that I'm not really the biggest fan
That feels
of.
like you're just kind of like going around in circles?
Exactly. I'm going around in a circle pit, and it's full of hair and stuff, and I don't know where the hell I am, but I'm...
In corpse paint?
In corpse paint, yeah.
All right. I'm with you.
That's what it is, but this is my type of black metal.
Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. A couple of things that I really enjoyed. First off, I gotta say, listening to this with Valcos, by the way, if you guys want to get a pair of Valcos, use code Pedro at checkout and you get yourself a discount. Buy a pair for those music lovers in your life, especially around the holiday season. They're gonna love you for it. They have a new design, black. You don't have to get the gray one. This is great, but you can get them all black out. Especially if that loved person in your life is a black metal fan, then it's perfect. It goes with their attire. The only thing these things need is a button to translate Finnish to English. So when you listen to this, you would press the button, and instead of Finnish, you would get English translation, like on the fly. Perhaps in future upgrades, in future models. But so that goes towards what I was going to say next. The fact that they're singing in Finnish for me makes the song even better.
Yeah.
I've said that I can't remember when was the last time we had this discussion, but for me personally, when bands sing in their own native language, whatever that native language is, Finnish, German, Ukrainian, Swedish, whatever, I always connect more with the music, even though I don't understand fuck all of what is happening.
No,
I just feels
doesn't
more.
mean you enjoy it all the time.
No, but I feel like certain genres. It doesn't apply to every single genre.
Also, certain bands.
In certain bands,
I feel away with it.
I feel like I connect more with the music. This to me felt darker because it was in Finnish. If they're singing in English, I'm not saying it wouldn't be good, but it's not the same for me. I've made the point about, for example, Korpiklani. I like Korpiklani when they're singing in Finnish. In English, it's okay, but I prefer just straight up Finnish. I feel like I get more out of it. It feels more truthful. It feels more connected. Things don't get lost in translation, so it feels more organic. I just prefer it. So I just want to say that to start off. The other thing I want to mention is the bass. I don't know if it was because of the headphones, like they're really good, but you could really hear the bass in the background, like really thumping in the background. Thick. Okay, but that's important because sometimes in black metal sounding records or black metal bands, the bass sounds almost as gritty as the guitars do.
Yeah.
And everything just sounds
raw.
Everything just sounds raw and gritty.
Yeah.
And there's real no definition of elements within the soundscape itself. I like the fact that the guitars, they had two approaches for the guitars. They had the more driven guitar sound, and then when it got into the solos or the more melodic stuff, it was a little bit cleaner, it was a little bit more polished. So it really jumped off of what was happening underneath it. And the same could be said for the bass. Because I'm listening to the song and every so often that bass sound pops in my ear like, and it has a thump to it. It's not gritty, it's not dirty, and it's not getting mixed in with the other elements. It's kind of having like its own space. And I feel like when you have a song like that, specifically this kind of track, it makes the song feel a little bit bigger. There's more for you to digest. It's not just like freaking ripping it and grimy and dirty and whatever. There's more to it. It becomes there's more nuances within the track itself. Makes the song better and makes the song feel fresh every time you listen to it. It's not just like, oh, this is dirty. Not to say that I don't like it when it's dirty like that, but I like it when it has a little bit more, like you said, a little bit more melody. I like a little bit more definition. And having the bass kind of feel like it's in between of what's happening in the drums and with the guitars. The bass was right in the middle of that. Worked really well for me. And then having the two separate approaches for the guitars was really cool too, because you have that more grimy driven sound, and then when you got to the solos or the melodic stuff, it came a little bit over the top.
But very clean.
Very clean, very polished, almost like classic heavy metal approach, creating those boundaries. I really like that.
It felt very classic heavy metal. It didn't feel like a black metal.
No, at that time it didn't. But I like that duality, because otherwise everything sounds just the same. It's just like you're putting everything in a blender and you're just like mixing it all up and throwing it at the wall.
A cup and you're like, black metal.
Black metal. I like some definition. You said some melody. I rather use the word definition. I like some definition in the sound so that I can appreciate all the different elements.
I enjoy myself.
Still have the darkness.
I still enjoy myself some raw black metal.
But for me, it has to in certain amounts.
Certain doses I can take.
And certain bands too.
Metal.
And certain bands.
Yeah.
So
some bands are raw, but they're able to like speed black metal, but raw.
Oh, that is different though.
Yeah.
That has to be raw. If you have that speed metal with blackened influences into it, bands like Bewitcher, for example, it has to be raw.
Yeah.
You can't have it polished. Then it's not the same.
But
like,
raw straight black metal is kind of like.
To me, sometimes it becomes a little bit redundant. Like you've heard the first
the
song.
It's 6 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, like when you listen to a whole album, it's death metal bands sometimes fall into that same issue. You're listening to a death metal album. Yeah, like when you get to the, I'm not saying every song sounds the same, but when you get to the end of the album and you look back, no song stood out. So you look back, it's like, wow, it was a good album. It was heavy and shit, but
all songs were equally good.
Yeah, but all songs kind of felt the same to me.
There was no
I can't even pinpoint one from the other. They're all just, it just kind of feels all like together as one big blob. And I'm not a huge fan of that. And that's why I like this track, because it has that definition. The bass was really cool because it just kind of came enough in the mix, just pop enough in the mix. But to me, the thing that really sold me outside of the vocals, because what did you think about the dual styles there?
I fucking enjoyed them. I mean, like, since they were in Finnish, it was easier for them to kind of come across. They were a lot smoother than if they did in English, because you know for a fact in English the accent would have kind of kept it would have kept them back a little bit. They were able to kind of go straight for it. Some bands are able to have like the harsh vocals, like the screaming type, which in this one I love them because they didn't feel hidden that much. They actually felt very like visible to the ears type thing.
Mm-hmm. I felt
they weren't hidden.
I felt the song overall felt very organic, and to be honest with you, I felt it had a little bit of a pagan vibe to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's because it's in
Even
Finnish.
Some parts they kind of slowed down a bit and became a little bit soft, but still had a penetrating guitar in the background.
Yeah. But I think the pagan vibe maybe comes not just from the melody and the guitars and the sound in general, but also because the Finnish language kind of lends itself to that more pagan vibe. You know what I mean? So because of that, I really enjoy the track all around. It's a really cool track. They have a new album, came out in November, self-release. So go check these guys out. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to have another video coming right after this one. See ya.
See ya.